Today I'm going to channel a message from Master Buddha about staying in the present moment, what that means, and how we can best do that among the chaos in our external lives. Intuitive souls, this is Rachel Sawani with Intuitive Soul Rising. Today I am in the beautiful Sedona, Arizona. I am lucky enough to live only 2 hours driving distance from this beautiful sacred place, which is super high vibe and one of the most spiritual places on the earth. For those of you who might be new to my channel, Intuitive Soul Rising is really all about helping you learn how to tap into your intuitive gifts. We are all mediums, we are all channels, and once we learn how to open up our clairs and develop those more, we are able to sense, perceive, feel, and pick up on the energies that are around us, including those of our spirit guides and other higher dimensional beings of love and light who are here to guide us on our paths of ascension and awakening. I decided to film live on location today, just trying something different. I also have a new camera setup that I am wanting to play around with, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the messages come through today, being in this beautiful scenery outside. So now I'm just going to invite Buddha in. And I feel him stepping forward and approaching me. I also feel a lot of energy on the back of my head and the top of my crown chakra, and a lot of heart expansion and warmth. He's saying, "Hello, dear ones. It is nice to be here with you all today." He's also acknowledging how wonderful it is to be here in this specific location, to be called forth in this powerful vortex of energy that is around us. And he's showing the mountains. He's pointing to the Red Rock Mountains in the background, which is Sedona's hallmark. He's saying yes. Yes, indeed. The energy here is very peaceful, very calming, very sacred. He's saying it's worth tuning in to the energy of this place and taking time to just relish in the beauty of nature, the beauty of the wild world around us, and the calming presence that nature provides for us that really is helpful to giving us peace of mind and that inner quiet that we so desire, especially in our hectic lives, in this hectic world he's showing. Okay, so I feel him wanting to go a little deeper into his message today. He's saying, yes, the present moment, dear ones, is the moment, is the moment of eternity, where eternity resides. It is in every moment of breathing, of living, of being. And it is through this sacred state of being that one is able to connect with the highest dimensions of self that exist within each realm, in the physical and in the non-physical. When one is connected to one's heart center, he is saying, one is connected to source, to the oneness that is within all, or that connects us all, that connects all life, all living beings. And it is in this place, or through this place and state of being, that we are able to know ourselves, know our truth, know our true selves, and connect with our higher selves and this higher knowledge that comes from within, that comes from the divine within. He's saying staying in the present moment is difficult in these times, especially because of all of the distractions that are built into our environment. He's saying when we come in as babies, we are automatically in the moment, and that it takes time for this programming to really take effect. But over time, we are taught as babies to tune into what's going on around us, to pay more attention to what's going on outside of us than what is going on within us. So he's saying this is how one loses connection with their true self, their most true state of being, of feeling, of sensing, of perceiving the world through our heart-based awareness. And he's showing that to be a feeling of picking up on energy and how the energy feels, how the environment feels, how we resonate or don't resonate with what's going on around us. He's saying we, as babies, essentially are able to pick up on these cues without thought, because thought is not interfering with our ability to connect with that state of being. We are just in that state of being. That is all we know. But slowly over time, our thoughts become programmed by what other people are telling us to believe, what other people are telling us to be true about our reality. And that is when we lose touch and we lose focus, and we begin to pay more attention to what others say is truth versus what we know to be truth. And he's showing that we're basically, that's when we start tuning ourselves out. We tune that inner knowing, that inner voice out within, and we tune more into and begin to accept what others say to be true. So he's saying that is how it works. But now he's saying, but now is the time to tune back into oneself, to learn how to go within, to seek out truth of being, true states of being, and higher states of awareness. Reside within our own ability to quiet our mind with or without distractions, to quiet our mind and learn how to become aware and conscious of how we are feeling within. What does our energy feel like within? Does it feel staticky? Does it feel jittery? Does it feel imbalanced? Is essentially what he's saying and showing. He's showing that we carry a lot of anxiety inside, and that causes a lot of suffering. Fear of the future and overindulgence in the past takes us out of the present moment and doesn't allow us to connect with our true being, with our truth in the moment. We are not aligned. So he's wanting us to learn how to tune out the distractions and tune out the thoughts. I feel like that's a two-part thing. So the thoughts, but he's actually clarifying and saying the thoughts are the distractions. The thoughts are the distractions. What's going on around you, he's saying, is what's happening, what you have created, what you have created to happen for a reason, for your spiritual growth. He's showing that it's not our concern as to why something is happening, just that it is happening. And the more that we can tune in from a higher awareness, a higher state of awareness, as to be able to look at our surroundings, look at what is happening in the present moment with a detached perspective, that allows us to see more clearly, he's saying, what is actually taking place and what the message is for us to evolve, essentially, or reach a higher state of consciousness and awareness. He's saying if you can look with a detached perspective or with a detached lens, detached meaning, he's saying, not emotionally involved and not over-identifying with what is happening as your fault, or with judgment or self-judgment or self-criticism, or even in judgment of others. He wants you to put the focus on yourself, in the sense that he's saying all you really need to know is going on right here, at all times. It's all happening within. It's your energy. It's how your energy feels. It's what you're picking up on, what you're tuning into. The thoughts you're having are just thoughts that are flying by through your head, and the thoughts are based on programming from past experiences. And he's saying mind over matter, and he's explaining that to be knowing that your mind is disconnected from your heart, and that sometimes there's what your mind is saying and what your heart is knowing or speaking is not in alignment with the truth in the moment, the truth that is wanting to present itself to you. So the more we fight our heart or resist the truth that is coming from our heart, the easier it is to get sucked into the mind's version of the reality that we are experiencing. And he's showing that a lot of times this version of reality is based on the programming of fear. It's not always in alignment with the truth. So knowing your power, knowing your I am power, he's saying, is of utmost importance. Knowing that you are a creator being, that you are a sovereign being, and that you have a right to choose the reality and essentially the reactions and actions that you take and that you have, regardless of what is happening around you. And he's saying regardless of the suffering that is happening around you. And he's showing let others choose their reality. Give others the freedom to choose their reality, and don't force upon them your perspectives. It's not for you to necessarily share that with others. It's for you to be a witness to how others are experiencing their reality, and to support them by supporting yourself, by becoming one who is in alignment, who is he's showing like a fortified tree, like someone who stands with strength, tall, knows, is solid, is balanced, is able to hold their ground, hold a steady ground, hold a stable space, energetic space, for others to freely express themselves any way they choose, with also having your own energetic boundaries in place. But he's showing that the way we go through the world is we can do this by having a very calm stillness within. And he's saying that you really do this by meditation. You really tap into that power through meditation. It's a practice, and it takes time to develop. It takes devotion, steady devotion. But essentially by meditating often and making this a daily practice, he's saying, You are filtering out the mind. You are filtering out the chatter of the mind. He's calling it the monkey mind. The mind is always talking, is always saying something to you. And this is not a normal and natural state of being. A more natural state of being is to have a calmness within, to have a stillness within, where the mind is only expressing itself when it is in alignment with your truth. It's not filling you with needless chatter all day long saying, I need to do this, I think I need to do that. Ooh, he's showing that as being kind of like a ADD response, I guess is what he's saying, where we're just easily just distracted and pulled in all these directions, and the mind is just kind of freely giving its opinion and perspective on everything going on around us, and that can be very distracting from what is really going on, or what the universe is really wanting us to experience, know, and perceive in that moment. And that is where the heart comes in. That's where the heart is always true and always connected, he's saying. So staying in the present moment requires patience, diligence, discipline, and the ability to stay in alignment. The ability to go within into, essentially, he's saying, reprogram your mind to relax, to let go of some of its need for control or need to know everything that's going on at all times. Your heart always knows the truth, what is right and what is wrong. Sorry, I have some I feel like there's some mosquitoes out here, but aside from that, so yeah, he's saying it's all about learning how to disconnect from the mind, or allow the mind to not have so much freedom to rule your inner space. And that requires discipline on your part, a willingness to retrain your mind, to let the heart lead, to connect more to the heart. And so I want to see if he has anything else to share about how we can be in the present moment more. He's just saying peace is found within, dear ones. It's a feeling, it's a state of being. Once you enter into this state, the more you enter into this state, the more often you are able to experience this state, even if it's just in little increments at a time. And he's showing like a couple minutes a day, a 5-minute meditation. Just your willingness and your desire to get into that state and practice quieting your mind consistently and regularly. And he's showing going for longer stretches each time and slowly building up your muscles or your capacity to stay in that state and to experience the bliss of that state. It's hard to let go of the mind. It's hard, he's saying. It is hard, and he understands this. But he's also wanting you to call on him when you are meditating, to allow him in your presence to wash you over with the feeling of peace within, with the feeling of stillness within. He's saying if you're having trouble connecting to that stillness within, you can call on him to help activate that within you, so you can get a sense of what that feels like. It feels as though you're very heart-centered within, and you're grounded. Your energy is calm, and it's tied to the earth. It's not too much up here. It's more in the middle, between the heart and the solar plexus and your root. It feels very calm, the energy. And he's saying if you practice meditation in nature, in a quiet space, that will help you get there faster. So that is highly recommended, and he's kind of showing this as a beautiful place to be right now for that, because even though I did not meditate before I came on here to do this message, I just naturally sitting here, I feel this calming energy. And then as soon as Buddha walked in, I felt that heart centered calmness within, that present moment being. And even as I'm channeling this now, I'm just very much in this moment right now. And it really is beautiful. And he's showing me through my own experience of this moment right now how beautiful it is to truly be aligned, energetically aligned and energetically balanced. So I really I feel like he's not saying a lot right now. He's giving me the opportunity to express how I'm experiencing this moment. So I'm going to tune back into him again and see if there's any last words he would like to share with us, any helpful tips. He keeps highlighting just stretches of meditation, incremental times, incremental stretches. He wants you to do it at a pace that's comfortable for you. But he's really focusing on nature, a quiet space outside that's comfortable, calling him in to help you connect more strongly to yourself. He's saying to your higher self. And just a willingness to let go. He's showing me now, like using your breath to just breathe in and release. And he's saying, make this a daily practice in moments of stress and chaos. Simply focus on your breath. Don't focus on your thoughts. Focus on your breath. Let your thoughts go. Let your thoughts pass. Focus on your breath. When there's chaos, chaotic energy coming at you, when there's loud energy coming at you, take the time to center and ground using your breath and your intention and your awareness. And he's showing you to take your energy and cool it. Notice in your body where your energy is feeling unsettled. And the feeling that I'm getting is that when we're unsettled, the energy starts to kind of get jittery, and it starts to sort of want to like just rise up and go out. But he's wanting you to kind of breathe that jitteriness out, release that jitteriness and the thoughts that go with it by not focusing your attention on those thoughts. Just let those thoughts go. See those thoughts from a neutral perspective, from your I am perspective. And he's also wanting you to kind of hone in on your solar plexus and really tune into your power. So breathe those thoughts out, let those thoughts go, release those thoughts, and simply then breathe in. Focus on breathing in love and peace, and allow that breath to kind of settle down into your solar plexus, where you can feel just breathing in the love that is going to help you settle in your heart and settle in your solar plexus all of that anxiety or tension. And he's saying, if you are feeling tension in your body too, to release that tension through meditation as well, to give your body permission to release all that no longer serves, all the energy that is toxic to your system, that is causing you stress, all the stress related energy. And this is going to help you not to store that energy, because the body, he's showing, does store that energy. And if we don't take the time to release it, he's saying right before we go to bed is a good time to do a more specific meditation on just releasing all the tension, so we're not holding that tension in our body as we sleep at night. Just let go the worries of the day. He's saying you'll get a much better sleep that way. And you won't struggle so much with insomnia. For those of you who may struggle with insomnia, I feel like he's talking to you that this is a very important practice to set your intention on releasing all thoughts that no longer serve, all worries, concerns. And he's also showing you can hand those off to your angelic team as well to be transmuted. can transmute them yourself, he's saying, by just setting that intention and knowing your power to do so. Anything else, Buddha? I feel like you're sharing quite a few things with us today, which I really appreciate. He's saying no, but he could really go on all day on this topic alone. He is saying, just know your power, know the ego. Don't give the ego so much power over you. That is what leads to suffering. He's saying the ego just running rampant and being able to just dictate everything is not its correct position. It is not the master over you, but you are the master over it, and it is your higher awareness, your I am, your God presence, your creator, your knowing of your creator power that is what gives you the right to take control over your present moment. He's saying, as a reminder, to do energy check-ins with yourself throughout the day, to really pay attention, get to know your own energy system, get to know the things that trigger you, get to know the environments that give you these, that bring these feelings up for you, and learn preventative strategies as to, and he's showing how you set your intentions before you go into a certain type of environment. What type of boundaries do you, energetic boundaries do you set for yourself in these types of environments? Why do you even go to these types of environments? If you have a choice, he's saying always use your choice, your power of choice, to choose wisely for yourself and spend more time in nature. He's showing the need to ground and balance the chaos with the serenity or bliss that is nature. So he's saying if you find yourself in environments, and I feel like he's talking about me a little bit because I have 3 younger children and it can get very chaotic very quickly, a lot of energy coming at me fast sometimes, and I can't really step away from the moment, so I have to learn how to ground in the moment. And he's saying use your breath for that. But I feel like what he's saying is if you find yourselves in those types of environments quite often, to help balance that energy, you need to spend even more time in nature. You need to find ways to balance that. And he's highlighting self-care. So that would be an aspect of our self-care. And he's also showing like taking a bath or doing things that are energetically relaxing and releasing, and meditation obviously is one of them as well. So the more chaos you find yourself in, the more balance you need, the more you need to go within to rebalance yourself and replenish yourself, energetically speaking. And then he's saying, and then to breathe out any energies you might take on from other people also, and to call back the energy as well. So thank you, Buddha, for all of these beautiful ways that we can stay in alignment. I've sensed Buddha around me for a couple months now. He told me he wanted to talk about this in a video message, and I just didn't have the time to create that. But when I came here to Sedona, I knew I was going to channel a message here, and I hadn't even really decided who was going to come through, but I felt him wanting to come through. And then today, as kind of a confirmation of that, we went somewhere in the area, and we were walking around, and there was just this huge, like life-size, bigger than life-size statue of Buddha with him meditating, and I just knew right away, okay, Buddha, I thought I heard you come through last night saying you wanted to do this, and now you're confirming that for me by physically showing up. So I'm really appreciative that he came through today, and I can see why this message is so important for really all of us. And no better way to experience and channel this message than to be in this beautiful energy of Sedona, Arizona.